everyone, my name is Kayla Toure, and I'm the National American Miss Teen. And welcome to my Instagram Live series called HBCU-ish, where I am highlighting African American trailblazers and also pageant title holders. And today we have Mikala, and I'm so excited to speak to her. So let's get started and let's read her amazing bio. Mikala McGhee is a multimedia personality, philanthropist, and keynote speaker based in St. Louis, Missouri. You may know her by Money McGhee for the money moments she highlighted as a sports anchor and reporter for Fox 2 News, or most recently as the winner of Miss Missouri USA 2022 and top 16 finalist at Miss USA 2022. Outside of pageantry, Mikala is committed to her community partnering with organizations, as well as doing work through her own nonprofit organization, More Miracles. Though she has had to take a step back from her media career to pursue her title, Mikala is determined to once again grace TV screens at a national level covering news, sports, and entertainment, one day hoping to create and host her own game show. Welcome, Mikala, Miss Missouri USA.
Hello.
Yay! I'm so excited to interview you. So, my first question, you were one of my judges for nationals, right?
I got to watch you rock the stage and everything. Yes, girl.
Oh, yay! So how was that experience being a judge? Because I know that judging can be very different than being on stage. And what type of things did you learn as a result of being a judge?
Competing and being a judge are very different, but they both go hand in hand at the same time. So NAM was not the first pageant that I was blessed enough to judge. No, it was the coolest pageants I got to judge, I will say that. But being there and being on that side of things, you just get an idea of what judges are actually looking for in a title holder. And when someone is on stage, and just those little details that take somebody over the top, that make them look at that woman on stage and be like, oh yeah, that's our girl, she's a winner.
Amazing. And I wanted to congratulate you on getting that top 16 spot at Miss USA. That is such an honor. That is incredible. So congratulations for that. Can you talk to us a little bit about your Miss USA experience?
Yes, I can. So just going back a little bit, pageantry was never something I expected myself to jump into. This was a completely different avenue and path from what I'm used to as an athlete. You know, I've done sports my entire life, then somehow wound up in broadcasting, which was another thing I kind of thought I could do, but never really knew if it would happen, but it ended up happening. And then I met Joy Forrest, who was the previous Miss Missouri USA before me. And the day we met, it was kind of like the light bulb went off for me. And I was like, I think that I'm supposed to be a part of this. And, some way, somehow, some capacity. And I saw that it was my last year to compete. It was my last year of eligibility. So I was like, you know what? Whatever, I'm going to go for it. Let's do this thing. So I ended up and competed at Miss Missouri USA, had a phenomenal experience. Ended up winning, and it was just the most rewarding feeling ever, just putting in all those months of hard work, dedication, preparation into something that was just so new to me. So it was like, wow, this is really cool. And I liked the side of myself that it was bringing out. I felt like I was growing as a woman, as a person, as a business professional. So I was like, okay, yes, this is definitely a God calling for me. I feel this, I'm going to walk in this. And then preparing for Miss USA, obviously, that's what everybody wants, right? That's the goal. That's the dream, to go get that crown. And that journey in itself was very beautiful. And it comes with highs and it comes with lows, because everybody thinks once you get the crown, it's just this, land of flowers and rainbows and sunshine. And it takes a lot of hard work. A lot of us are balancing full-time jobs or full-time students and are trying to be the best title holders and going out into the community and doing work and advocating for causes that we care about, and trying to just bring community and people together. But pageantry is also expensive. Pageantry takes time. It takes that hard work, that sweat, that dedication to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So that whole Miss USA journey and experience was amazing. Now, I can be transparent and honest. What I got at Miss USA week wasn't necessarily what I expected, but I can still take the good from what I had when I was there. I got to meet 50 other amazing women who are literally my sisters. I can call any one of them at any time if I'm in their state. We're going to pull up. We're going to hang out. It was just like a once in a lifetime experience that people don't get. So I was just trying to savor that and be in that moment, and also just honor the hard work and dedication that I put into this process, as well as all the people who invested in me, my family, my friends, my community, my sponsors, just those people who were rooting for me and cheering for me. And honestly, I was a little surprised even when I got top 16, because I wasn't a big fan of my interview. I felt like I kind of botched it. I just remember after interview, I walked out of the room. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just blew my entire chance in this thing. But, you know, it ended up working out. Top 16 was great, especially for it only being my second pageant. And again, I'm just thankful for everyone who was supporting me and a part of my journey, and just proud of myself for putting myself out there and doing something different.
Wow, yeah. It was your second pageant. So your first pageant, would that mean that you won your first pageant?
Miss Missouri USA was my first pageant? Only pageant to date.
Oh my goodness, that is incredible. So can you give us some advice for first-time pageant competitors that really
Absolutely.
don't know what to expect?
I think being a first-time competitor, honestly, and I mean no shade to women and girls who have been competing for a long time, but it's almost a blessing, because you come in with that ignorant bliss. You don't have the expectations or the, you know, little things in your head that are telling you, oh, like I have to do this or I should be doing that. You can kind of just flow naturally. And I think that's one thing that gave me a little bit of an edge, is that I wasn't from this world. So I wasn't giving answers that might have been, you know, the politically correct or proper answers. I was just being myself, like, all right, this is what I think, this is what it is. And when I went on stage, you know, I don't necessarily consider myself a model, but when I'm up there, I'm putting on a show, baby. I'm gonna strut it. When the lights are on, it's go time, you know? And I think just coming in with that ignorant bliss is really an advantage, to just go out there, be yourself, have fun, be authentic, be genuine, and leave it all out on the stage.
I love that, and I wanted to highlight that you said you were yourself, because that's something that I honestly love seeing in queens, when queens are being their true authentic self. So I appreciate pageant queens like you that are continuing to radiate that positivity and also that self-love, because we most definitely need that. So since it is Black History Month, I'm going to ask you some Black History Month questions. Ooh, so I'm going to get straight into our first game.
On this. Don't make me
what does it mean? No. Listen, Faith, I think Faith is on here. Faith, hey, I think Faith got 2 out of 4 or 3 out of 4.
Be queen.
So, yes, so the Miss USA girls are doing pretty good with this game, and I think that you will do amazing, so don't worry. My next question for you is, since you are a TV personality, and I would say that you're technically in the entertainment industry, or you could say the sports industry if you'd like, what does it mean to be Black in that industry, and why do you do the work that you do?
In recent years especially, we've been seeing a wave of Black journalists, not just in news, but also in sports, and it's been so refreshing, because to have faces that look like you, that look like me, of all different spectrums of Black and brown to be represented and covering such a wide variety of topics is making way for this next generation to know, listen, it doesn't matter if you're a woman and it doesn't matter if you're Black. If you know what you're talking about and you put in the work and you take the steps to get to where you want to be, this can be your reality. And for me, being here in St. Louis, I was the only Black female sports reporter in St. Louis. So I was having to navigate that in a different realm of how can I make my mark with respecting the people who have come before me, but also being true to myself and having my own little flavor and my own little style that I can bring to this TV screen and to the viewers. And again, I think regardless of color, you have to stay true to yourself. And in doing that, you are going to open up opportunities in any realm that you want to pursue.
And do you have a favorite cultural dish? And if
Oh,
so, please tell us
well,
about
I
it.
love seafood and fish of all kind. If I would say cultural dish, I mean, can we consider, I love fried catfish. Love it, love it.
Okay, that's good. My mom likes fried catfish. Me personally, I'm not a seafood type of person, so I can't agree with you with that statement. But if my mom's on here, she'll
Yeah,
say that's her favorite food as
yeah, me
well. So you guys are kind of
together, we can have dinner.
twins. Okay. Yes. So my next question for you is, what is your favorite project that you had the opportunity to work on that you'd
Ooh,
like to
my
share to the
favorite
viewers?
project that I've been able to work on was actually the campaign that I started once I was on this run for Miss USA and Miss Missouri USA. And it's called the We Want to Play Too campaign. And it's a campaign geared towards girls 14 and under to help keep them in youth sports, because we're seeing that there's a 2-time higher dropout rate for girls 14 and under than there are for boys. But there are immense amount of benefits for women in sports, and that's statistically proven, because 96% of women who are holding C-suite or higher positions accredit their success to being on a sports team, whether that was in college, high school, just team, youth team sports. The skills that they learned helped build and create the foundation for their success later on in life. So I was out collecting deodorant, socks, tampons, tennis shoes, sporting equipment, gear, and donating it to over 250 girls here in the St. Louis area to help keep them involved in youth sports. And as a former athlete, it just made my heart light up to see these girls' eyes just like, whoa, we're getting new socks, we're getting new sports bras. And, those are the things that are hindering them from pursuing team sports. So providing that need and closing that gap was a blessing. And I'm thankful again to the St. Louis community, to Missouri, for stepping in and fulfilling that need where it needed to be met. And we're going to keep it rolling. I'm trying to get with Nike. I've been talking to a couple big brands about doing some camps and just continuing the momentum on this.
I love that. And you talked a little bit about sports and how sports are important to you. So let's talk a little bit about you being an athlete. What sports were you in, and why did you really have a
Yeah,
passion for
so
being in
growing up,
sports?
my family, my parents, they're amazing. I mean, if there's one thing I'm most proud of in this lifetime, it's being their daughter, because they are just phenomenal. But they did a really good job and worked really hard at throwing me into everything, me and my sisters, and trying to just let us figure out what it is that we were passionate about and what we liked. So I did everything growing up, from swimming, volleyball, dancing, ballet, basketball, soccer, softball, and then and gymnastics for 10 years, which I was good at, but then I started getting tall, so we had to put gymnastics down. But basketball, soccer, and softball were my main sports basically through middle school, all the way up until about 2 years ago. I went on and played Division I basketball for 5 years, where I was able to get my undergrad in communications and my master's in criminal justice law and administration, all paid for just because of athletics and keeping good grades throughout school. I went and played 3 years professionally, and then now I'm getting to cover sports as a media personality. So it's been phenomenal. But man, I just want to even be the person I am today if it wasn't for my teammates, for my coaches, for the lessons that being a part of sports brought me: leadership, accountability, time management, communication, just awareness, just just learning my body, how my body moves, what exercises work for me, how to stay healthy. And I've carried that on through my entire life. And those are messages that I try to put on to my family, to my friends, to the younger community, to these young girls who I go and talk to be able to take care of themselves mentally and physically. And I guess you can say I started getting into sports because of my parents. My dad was a Division I football player. My mom was a gymnast. And just because of their stories and their struggles and what they went through and what they shared with me, I knew from a very young age that I wanted to get a scholarship. that was my main goal. And I don't know how I could even recollect that at such a young age, but I was like, I'm getting a scholarship. I'm getting my school paid for. Like, I knew I was an athlete. Like, I was aggressive, I was strong, I was big, I was fast. Like, things started to work in my favor on that end. And I was like, I'm definitely going to work my butt off to get a scholarship so that my parents don't have to pay for my education and I can create opportunities for myself and for my future.
I love that. And I also did sports growing up, not as many as you. I was a cheerleader, and I remember in high school, I always felt like I wasn't able to do pageantry and cheerleading because with cheerleading, it's a lot of responsibilities, and it is a lot of responsibilities with pageantry. So my question for you is, do you have any advice for any kids that are in sports that feel like they're not able to do other things because sports are so demanding,
yes,
demanding of
honestly,
their time?
I am not a fan of this new wave, like one sport focused generation. And maybe I'm biased because I played 3 different sports, but I think that while you are young, you should be exploring any and everything that you have a hint of passion for or a hint of interest in, because you never know that one moment, that one person, that one project that could really set it off for you and just change the trajectory of what you thought your life was going to be. So even though that I loved sports, you know, I'm a secret like theater geek. I love musicals. I love acting. I love writing. I love poetry. So I made sure that I still engaged in those different activities and interests in some form or fashion while I was still an athlete. Because at the end of the day, you're going to, you know, the ball's going to stop bouncing. The football's going to stop being thrown. You're going to have to take off the cleats. You're going to have to take off the shoes, hang up the jersey at some point in some time. And what are you going to do beyond that? What are your passions outside of sports? What skills are you developing now to make you a good employee, a better citizen, someone who can really make an impact and affect your community? So I always encourage people to find passions outside of athletics.
I love that. And someone said a well-rounded woman.
Queen.
I
love you,
definitely
Tiff.
agree. And my next question is, since you are a big sports guru, you love sports, what is your...
I am so sorry. You just kind of like glitched a little bit. Can you repeat the question, please?
I said, what is your favorite sports team of all time?
My favorite sports team of all time is the St. Louis Cardinals, baby, right here. Good old St. Louis. We are one of the most winning MLB teams in history of the MLB. I love the red and white. Big Cardinals fan. Super sad Yachty left us, but we're going
to... Awesome. So we're going to play our first game, and it's this or that. This is super easy. You're just going to pick which one out of the 2 options, but you have to explain to us why you picked that option out of the others. Are you ready? Okay. Fenty or
I'm not
NARS?
a makeup girl. This is not the question. But because we love Riri, I will go with Fenty.
Awesome. Destiny's Child or Jackson 5?
Sorry, everybody. Jackson 5.
Okay. Unlimited Telfar bags or unlimited Ivy Park clothes?
Unlimited Ivy Park clothes. Because they have a wide variety of things, and I'm kind of more of a sporty girl anyway, so I like that she has that dressed up sporty look going on, you know?
Awesome. Black Panther or Wakanda Forever?
You know, it's really hard to do a sequel that's better than the first one, and the first Black Panther.
And my last one is Eagles or Chiefs?
Jeez, baby, is this even a question? I mean, you're talking to the reigning champs right now.
Awesome. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Do you have a favorite Black-owned business? And if
Yeah,
so,
so
tell us
I'm
about it.
actually a brand ambassador for a Black-owned business here in St. Louis called Healthy Hair Solutions, and they are incredible. They provide me with a whole bunch of hair products to keep these curls tamed and in check. And the owner, Tendai, is just amazing. She's a sweet woman. She's very much involved with the community, and I'm really thankful that she brought me on and is allowing me to be a part of her business.
Love it. And since we're talking about curls, can you give us an insight on your wash and go routine and maybe some of your
Yeah,
favorite protective
so
styles?
as everybody probably knows, if you follow me at all, I change my hair up a lot. I do a lot of updos, slick backs. I rock the curls. I do extensions. I've done sew-ins. I've done braids. I love box braids. They're just so low maintenance. Something where I can give my hair a break from heat, from just, me manipulating it all the time. I really did enjoy the less sew-in that I had because I could have length, and that was also very low maintenance. But clip-ins, I think, are probably my favorite because it has more versatility for me. If I want to just wear my natural shorter hair, I can do that. If I want to add a little bit of length, that's always fun. Get a little fiery, a little zesty. Um, but I would say my biggest tip to curly girls is to try to remove heat out of your regimen. When I was in college, 2016, I remember I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to stop putting heat on my hair because I could tell my curls just weren't what they used to be. I was kind of ready for a transition and just to be my whole natural self and allow my curls to thrive. So I stopped putting heat on my hair. And I did so for 5.5 years. The first time I put heat on my hair was the day after I won Miss Missouri USA for my crowning photo. The day after crowning photo, and I look back now and I'm like, dang, I really wish I didn't because I don't really ever straighten my hair. Like, that's not even me for real, but it's cool. We have to do something different, but I love my curls. I didn't always used to, just because, there was this whole wave where curly hair wasn't really represented. It was always the straight looks, and if you didn't have straight hair, you had nappy hair, it was curly. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been told my hair looked a mess or looked nappy when it was just down and curly and what's supposed to be. But now I love it. And we see so many influencers embracing their natural curls as well, which I think has played a big role in people just loving themselves and loving their hair and loving their crowns.
For sure. And do you have a favorite African American influencer, figure, or
Oh,
pageant queen that you look up to
okay.
and
Well,
why?
pageant queen, obviously, rest in peace, Chesley. She was the first pageant girl other than Joy that I started following to kind of get a sense of what it meant to be a Miss USA and what it meant to be a title holder. She was also in media as a correspondent. So I was like, this girl is like, she's living the dream. She's everything that I want to be right now. So super sad when I got that news that, of her passing. That was sad. And I never even met her, never even knew her, but she was someone who I looked up to. But I would say Maya Angelou is the biggest historical figure for me because I've always had a passion for writing, and actually my national costume that represented my state was of her poem, Phenomenal Woman. And it was a tribute to her because she's originally from St. Louis, and she's someone who's really impacted me in my life to pursue poetry and to kind of express myself through writing.
Love that. And what are your future goals? I've seen you do so many amazing things on your social media so far. So can you give us like an insight on your future and how will the title that you have help you be
Yeah, well,
able to reach those
I've
goals?
never been a girl who's like stuck on one thing. I guess you can say a jack of all trades. I want to do everything that I have set my heart out after. I want to act. I would love to do commercials. I would love to be in movies. I would love to get back into broadcasting and commentating and doing sideline reporting. Again, as we said earlier on my bio, my ultimate goal is to create and host my own game show. that is in the works. I just think that'd be the most fun job and just such a fitting job for me and my personality. I also would like to author a couple of books. I am working on my first poetry book that should be done, I'm hoping, by the end of summer, and getting with a publishing company and an editor. And also just continuing to do community work. This year has really shown me that you make time for what you want to make time for. And I've shown myself and have proven to myself that I can still maintain my life and work and have a very heavy hand and a very heavy influence in my community. And I don't ever want to let up on that. I always want to be a person who gives back and serves the people and serves the community and find ways to make St. Louis, Missouri, and our nation and beyond a better place for everyone.
And what does Black History Month
Black
mean to
History
you?
Month to me is a celebration. It is a celebration of our culture, of our heritage, of our history, to highlight the amazing African American men and women who have come before us, who have knocked down walls, who have broken glass ceilings, who have paved the way to give us the opportunities that we have today. And me being in this role as Miss Missouri USA, as the third Black Miss Missouri USA in history, I just hope that we can all, in this moment and in this time where there has been division, that we can look at each other and be like, look, we do not have to be victims to our circumstances. We can come out and we can be victors, and we can take control of our destiny, of our future, of our communities, of our careers, of our finances, and we can create a better future, not only for the Black community, but for our communities as a whole. So that's the message I'm always going to continue to share. That's the light that I always want to shine. And I'm so blessed to be in this position, and I'm so thankful for it. And I hope that me being in this position has inspired someone to step out and get outside of their comfort zone and get outside of these boxes that we place ourselves in and pursue whatever it is you want to, whether that's pageantry or not. But we all have talents, we all have gifts, we all have passions, and we all have a mark to make on this world. And I just encourage everybody to go out and do it. Stop waiting.
I love that. And next question. So, literally everything you're saying is so true. One of my most favorite things that I love about you is your realness and how you are your true, authentic self 24/7. I literally love that about you. So my next question is about the Crown Act, and I remember being in pageantry when the Crown Act was created, and I remember how it impacted girls so much, whether or not they had natural hair. So can you talk to us about how the Crown Act has positively impacted you?
I actually was an advocate for the Crown Act to be passed here in St. Louis, and Mayor Tashara Jones, who was the first Black mayor of St. Louis, actually signed that into law here in St. Louis, to where you cannot be discriminated against because of your hair. And we all know, as Black people, we have different hairstyles. We have to maintain our hair in a little bit different ways. And that doesn't mean that it's unprofessional. That doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. It's just different. And that should not be discriminated against, and it should be accepted. But I remember when I was on the news and I came on air with box braids, and all of the African American reporters at my station texted me that night, and they're like, we cannot believe you just wore braids on air. And I was like, why? And again, I'm new to this. I didn't go to school for broadcasting. I was like, why would that even be an issue? They're like, when we go to school, they tell us, like, you either have your hair pulled back or you have it straight and styled. They were like, that was kind of like taboo to wear your hair like that, especially in the media scene on television. So that was a very shocking moment for me whenever my fellow comrades and fellow, employees came to me and were like, look, like this is different. But after that, I started seeing more women in St. Louis wearing braids, doing protective styles, and doing it fearlessly. And not to say that I was the catalyst or the person who kind of opened the door, but I think it's just people are starting to be more comfortable being themselves, and that's what we need more of.
I most definitely agree. And my last question for you is, what does Black Girl Magic mean to you, and how are you able to spread that message in your every single
Black
day
Girl
life?
Magic is powerful. It is literally magnetic. It is beautiful. It is not only powerful, but empowering. It's uplifting. It's joyful. When I think of Black Girl Magic, I think of every positive, descriptive word in my head, because that's how we have to look at each other. That's how we have to hold each other up. We have to be our biggest cheerleaders, not just for yourself, but for the woman next to you, and then the woman next to her. We have to be the people who have a helping hand and reach down and bring our sisters and our brothers up. Our words are so powerful. I cannot say that enough. How you speak to yourself and how you speak to others makes an extreme impact. So every time I hear of Black Girl Magic, I just hear beauty, excellence, empowerment, elegance, grace, phenomenal. Like, I just want to exude positive energy onto every Black woman on the planet, because we need that confidence to step into rooms and to be game changers and to make a difference.
I love that. And that is all my questions for you. But I have one more game for us to play, and then you guys can comment down below and ask Mikala some questions. I actually think you have already some questions that people have asked you. So we can play the game, and then you can answer those questions. Keep commenting down below and asking Mikala more questions. It's been such an honor to be able to speak to you. And I mean, it's so crazy that that you were my judge, and now I'm interviewing you for my own Instagram live series. So it's
reached out.
insane.
I was like, wow,
okay.
Life is so full circle. This is actually crazy.
It is, right? I mean, it's insane. Did you judge my finale, yes. Right?
I was there when they put
that's
that
so
crown on your pretty little head.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you were one of my amazing judges. I appreciate it so much.
For everyone who's been tuning in, I just want to say thank you, and we will get to all those questions, but just thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. You guys have been amazing. It's been such an honor to be your Miss Missouri USA, and this is not going to be the end. I still have a couple more months, but I'm a true believer in that you don't need a title to be a queen. So I'm very looking forward to my next steps and what's going to come after this.
Yay. Okay, guys. So this is the guess that quote game. I'm going to say a quote. I'm going to give you 3 options, and one of the options are choice. There's 4 quotes. I think you are able to get a 4 out of 4. I believe in you. Faith, I think she got a 2 out of, no, actually, I think Faith got a 3 out of 4. One of those, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. So I think you're able to get a 4 out of 4. We'll see. Okay. And you guys can also comment down below and help her as well. Okay. Let's
this crown on my head as well. Yes. That'd be much appreciated.
Okay, let's get started. First quote. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than any silver or gold. Was this said by Bob Marley, Denzel Washington, or Samuel F. Jackson? That's correct. 1 point. Okay, 3 more to go. Next one. The number 1 rule of acting is do not seek approval from the audience. People don't realize that. You can't do stuff to get applause. You have to live in the truth. Was this said by Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, or Will Smith?
Don't care about the audience. I'm gonna go with Chadwick. That was You're right. Okay, yeah. Like,
Correct.
definitely sounds, he did more theater, so that's why I felt that was the right answer. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Two more. If you get a 4 out of 4, you will be the first person to ever
Okay, well,
win
don't
4
put
out of
that kind
4.
of pressure on me.
So, I'm sorry. I'm getting so excited. Okay. Next one. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I feel down and get back up again. Was this said by Nelson Mandela, Morgan Freeman, or Langston Hughes?
I know this. Can you say the three answers again?
Sure. Nelson Mandela, Langston Hughes, or Morgan Freeman?
I'll go with Morgan Freeman. Ah, it's not right. Is it?
Comment down below,
Stop.
guys, to help.
No, it's not. Huh?
Are you sure?
No,
Are
I'm
you
not sure. I'm stuck between Morgan Freeman and what was the first name you said again?
Nelson
Um,
Mandela.
oh, don't judge me by my successes. Can you guys
Comment down below
phoning
and help
a
her out,
friend?
guys. You
Anyone
guys
who's
are allowed to
on,
tell the answer.
Google this.
Anyone who's on.
Come on, let's get a 4 out of 4. No,
Come on, guys. Mikala needs to get a 4 out of 4.
it's Nelson Mandela or Morgan Freeman. Like, I don't think it's Langston Hughes. I don't believe so. You know what? But if I change this and get it wrong, I'm going to be sick to my stomach. You know what? Let's go with Nelson Mandela.
That's correct. Okay. Well, okay. One more. You will be making HBCU-ish history if you get this right. Okay. It's more important for me to see the mess and the imperfection along with the beauty and all of that, for me to feel validated. Was this said by Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, or Halle Berry?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Of course. Of course. You're just trying to feel it, make it resonate with you, okay? It's more important for me to see the mess and the imperfection along with the beauty and all of that, for me to feel validated.
Viola Davis.
You got a 4 out of 4! Yay! Wow, Miss Missouri, USA. The first person ever to get a 4 out of 4 on Guess That Question.
No,
I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, yay! Okay, guys, literally legend. If you guys have any more questions for her, comment down below. I think you already have, you already have a few questions that people asked. Are you able to see the questions? Okay.
Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, hanging out with us. This is always fun.
Yes. It's been so much fun. Miss Missouri USA literally looks gorgeous 24/7, especially today.
That were the truth, but thank you. The hardship, the hard times over here. Okay, here's one. It's from Amanda's World. Hey, girl. She said, what was the transition like from Fox to Miss Missouri, and what led you in that direction? So that was actually, one, a very good question, and two, it was a hard time in my life, if I'm being completely transparent, because I loved my job. I loved being a news reporter. I loved doing sports. It really embodied everything that I felt were my strengths in terms of being able to interact with the community, networking, telling stories, writing, and then being on camera and delivering that message to the people in a way that I felt was relatable and understandable, but also true and honest, you know, unbiased, of course. But I loved that job, but I was feeling called to do Miss Missouri USA. And I prayed a lot about it. I had my family praying with me about it, but I just could not shake the feeling that I was supposed to be Miss Missouri USA. And I don't know why. Like, it was really, I say, a God thing. I mean, he just put it on my heart, and I started watering that seed, and a plant started to grow. And obviously it was my time. It was supposed to be my year, because I went on and won, and I had a phenomenal Miss Missouri USA class. I mean, there was girls who have been competing who I was looking at, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, good try, Mikala. Like, this was fun, but who knows? But no, I just felt it in my heart, and then I took it to prayer, and I was getting that confirmation and affirmation from God. And so I just went with it full throttle. And even though it was really painful and it was a little scary to have to leave a job and a career that I loved and that I felt like I was growing in, you know, very rapidly, I had to follow my heart, and I had to follow where I felt like the Lord was leading me. So I took that leap of faith, and thankfully it paid off. I love all my Miss USA girls who came in here. Thank you guys, my sisters. There's one.
We love
There's a
to see the
question from
sisterhood.
Veronica, and Veronica actually competed with me at Miss Missouri USA. She was also in the top 12. Phenomenal woman. I love her. We still hang out. That's my girl. She said, what has been your favorite part of your reign? Woo, I would say my favorite part of my reign has just been the network and connections I've been able to make. You know, as a title holder, you have one or two options. You're either going to take advantage of this title or you're not. And I'm a person who has taken full-fledged advantage of this title. I have reached out to businesses, to organizations, to go to events, to just partner with them, to be ambassadors, to do work with them. I don't care what it is. I'm a big believer in closed mouths do not get fed. So I am asking, and it's either going to be a yes or a no. If it's a no, no hard feelings. If it's a yes, great, let's do this. So I would just say all the opportunities that I've had to work with businesses, and then the network that I've gotten out of this. Kayla, feel free to jump in. You're
Sorry, the awkward silence. You have like a lot of questions. I was just being quiet.
Yeah, another one from Rana. She said, what was your biggest surprise about being Miss Missouri USA? My biggest surprise about being Miss Missouri USA that I will warn all title holders about, at least at the state level, is you are your own team. Now, granted, the fact you like Van Bros, I'm a Van Bros girl, and I am forever thankful that I won in a Van Bros state, because Van Bros does it right. They take care of us. We have incredible sponsors. They are literally Jason.
Can you guys let me know if Mikala is paused, because she is paused on my side? Okay, I think Mikala is gonna hop back on in a few. How's your day, guys? It's been such an honor to interview Mikala, Miss Missouri USA. Such an inspiration, and I have always looked up to her as not only a Miss USA title holder, but just as an amazing influencer and TV personality. And it's such a full circle experience being able to have her as a guest on my Instagram live series. Thank you all for joining. I think Mikala's gonna try to hop back on very soon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I think Mikala had a little bit of internet issues, so she's gonna hop back on very soon. Let me see who's viewing this. Hi, Camilla, and hi to the other viewer. How's your day going, guys? I had a very long day today. I'm gonna wait until Mikala hops back on. I think, you know, with the Wi-Fi and stuff, it's super hard, guys. But yeah, my day's been going pretty fine. This is my little lemon dress that I love. I've had this lemon dress for a while now, and I've just always loved it because lemons are one of my most favorite fruits. And yeah, I'm just waiting for Mikala to join back on. We might have to go live. I might have to end this live and then go live again in case Mikala's having some Wi-Fi issues. Hi, Marshley. Marshley, you just missed Mikala, Miss Missouri, USA. You're late. You're late to live. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to end the live and see where Mikala is. Okay, Mikala's back, guys. Awesome. Awesome. And we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My gosh, I am so sorry. No, my phone literally just died. I couldn't even believe it. If you could see how far down my jaw just dropped when the screen went black, I was like, oh. Like, no.
It is fine. You're all good. Were you answering the question?
I was answering what was the most surprising thing about being Miss Missouri USA. And so I will kind of step on that.
Okay.
Because I said the most surprising thing is that you're really your own team. And again, I was saying I am a Van Bros girl, and I'm forever grateful to Jen, John, and Jason because they are phenomenal. Like, their directorship, their leadership, they are there for all of their girls at the drop of a dime. I could call them at any time of the night. They will answer the phone or they will get back to me as soon as they can. Our sponsors are amazing. Their prep for Miss USA is amazing. All of that is amazing. But I think one thing that people think when you win at the state level and maybe even sometimes at the national level, you think you're going to have this team, like, oh, people are going to be helping you with social media and people are going to be finding events for you to go to and doing all this stuff and just telling you where to be and what to do, when really your reign and what you make of it is solely on you and up to you. I have been my own manager. I have been my own my own social media content creator. I've been my own, I guess, appointment creator, whatever you want to call assistant. Like, I am my team. And I think that's one thing that I was surprised about because I was like, oh, dang, okay, like I thought, we'd be getting our hair done, makeup done, like we're going to go do all this stuff, when really it's a grind. I mean, it's a job at the end of the day, but it's such a rewarding experience because, again, it just brings out a different animal in you. It brings out a different beast. You get to see yourself as a businesswoman and see how you can create these relationships and connections and really be your own biggest advocate and create a brand for yourself. And I have learned so much this year doing that. So even though it was like a shock, it was also a blessing.
Love that. I'm trying to see if you have any
more
questions.
I'm all discombobulated. I'm like, oh.
It's fine. Everyone in the comments are just pretty much saying that they love you. Let's see. I don't think you have any more questions. Comment down below if you guys have any more questions for Mikala. I have 2 more questions for you. My first question is, do you have any advice for girls that maybe don't make that top 16 spot, that are feeling a little bit discouraged?
I do, because whether you make top 16, top 12, top 8, if you don't win, it stings. Like, you know, we can all be real about that. It doesn't feel good to necessarily lose, but you just have to change your mindset because you aren't losing. You still won. And again, everything that I have been doing as Miss Missouri USA, you can do without the title. That's why I said earlier, you don't need a title to be a queen. You just have to have the mindset that you are going to make that world your reality. Whatever you would do as a title holder, take those steps and do that in your everyday life. You don't need this. This is nothing. It's cute, it's beautiful, you know, but you can't wear it forever. So what would you do after the year? Are you just going to sit down and crawl up and give up and not do anything, not pursue your dreams, not pursue your passions? No, you have to take your life into your own hands and go out there and make it happen. And stop placing limits on yourself and don't feel sorry for yourself. It's okay. Sometimes it's just not your time or it just wasn't meant to be. But take the lessons that you've learned from pageantry. And that is community, you know, public speaking, being in the community, giving back, being able to represent yourself, represent your family, being a brand ambassador, being a spokesperson, being a spokesmodel, going out and getting involved in events, being in rooms and around people that you would have never imagined, but the people that you need to be around to put you in the position that you want to be in for your future. You can do all of that without a crown. So I know it hurts. It stings. It stung. I was in the top 16 at Miss USA and it still stung. Because you put so much time and energy and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into preparing. So it's okay that it hurts. But don't let that hurt hold you back from stepping into your purpose. Because again, you don't need the crown to do that.
I love that you said that, Mikala. Thank you for saying that. And I feel like we definitely need more queens and just influencers to talk about those times where you don't win or you hear that no or you get that rejection. So thank you for saying that. Do you have any last messages, maybe something that you would tell someone that wants to give up or that doesn't have self-confidence?
You know, everything is one day at a time. One day at a time. I am very guilty of this. We all have these futuristic mindsets, and I feel like it brings anxiety and worry, and sometimes it can bring depression into our lives because we're worried about what's next and what's the next step and what's the next opportunity and what am I supposed to do if things don't go my way. When we could alleviate all of that if we just focus on the day and on the moment, on the task that we have at hand right in front of us. Take care of what you have going on right now. Love on your people. Be appreciative for the place that you're in your life right now, whether or not that's where you want to really be. I can honestly say this isn't the pinnacle for me. This isn't the, you know, the life I would necessarily choose or, you know, desire for myself right now at this moment, even though it's been so blessed and I've gotten so many opportunities, but I had to take a step back in my career for this, you know? So I can honestly say that life's going to come with hardships and it's going to come with a lot of what ifs and a lot of I don't knows, but you just got to keep on keeping on, never give up, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, continue to develop your skills, be a good person, treat people right. And for me, it's really about, you know, serving the Lord in all that I do. And I understand everybody has different faiths, different religions, and you can love and serve who you love and serve. But for me, it's just about keeping God at the center of my life and trusting Him to lead me into those next steps. So I encourage anyone who's listening right now, my advice would just be 1, breathe, 2, take it one day at a time, and 3, don't put limits on yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't. Don't tell yourself that this opportunity is off limits to you. Why? And if you can't do it, how can you make it? How can you make yourself available to it? You know, life is always about growth and developing and finding new ways to evolve. And we all have the power to do that. We just have to be persistent enough to find the resources and to utilize them.
Miss Missouri, USA, Mikala McGhee. Such an inspiration, a triple threat. And it was just such an honor to be able to speak to you in such a full circle moment. Like we said before, that I'm interviewing you, I've looked up to you for such a long time, and you represented your state so well, such a wonderful representative for the state of Missouri. You've been doing so many amazing things. I cannot wait to see all of the more amazing things that you do. Congratulations on that top 16 spot. That is literally fantastic. And I wish you many more success in the future currently, because I know that you're going to do amazing things, because you are already doing amazing things. So thank you for taking time out of your super busy day as Miss Missouri USA to hop on here and support and just talk.
Of course. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor. And again, congratulations to see you get crowned and to see you doing your work and continuing to, you know, just share your light and spread your message and highlight other women whenever you are just as worthy of being highlighted right now in your crown and your position. It just speaks measures about your character and your personality. And girl, if you ever need anything that I can help with, I am just a phone call away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mikala. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and supported Mikala and spread so much love and positivity to her. And thank you so much, guys, for supporting my HBCU-ish Instagram Live series. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Talk to you very soon. Thank you so much again, Mikala.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day.